is online on East End, and we got the word that we're gonna push down from east to west. So once we dismounted from the vehicles, from the police vehicles, we go to the corner where the insurgents were killed by the snipers, or not the snipers, but the recon guys earlier. So we get I call it for EOD, so they could get those grenades out of there. Well, EOD comes and gets those grenades and blows them in place.
Oh, they just grab them and throw them? Or?
They grab them and then they put them in some hole that was already made.
Okay.
I want to say from an IED or something. But they blew them in place, and well, our guys were, when Corporal Davis was my searcher.
And the Corporal who?
Corporal Davis, he was my first team leader.
Oh, Corporal Davis.
And we put him down because he was the skinniest guy, so he can roll him over, and the body of the insurgent will take the blast if anything happens.
Oh, okay. So it's just a way of, you roll the body over there and ensure there's no like grenade or something underneath the body. Okay. So the force of the blast will go into the insurgent, and y'all chose Davis because he was the skinniest and he wouldn't. Okay.
He was the skinniest guy. So.
Did he want to do it or not want to do it, or?
Well, he said it made sense.
Oh, okay. So he was cooperative. He wasn't.
He was cooperative about it. Like, okay, I understand I'm the skinniest guy, so I'll do it. Yeah, just cover me. Like, okay, cool. And we from there we get to our 3 streets that Derpton was assigned by our battalion commander. Well, our battalion commander gave the word to the locals to stay indoors.
And your battalion commander was who at that time?
Lieutenant Colonel Lopez.
Lieutenant Colonel Lopez. Okay.
And he's like, we had a PSYOPs vehicle.
What PSYOPs? What's a PSYOPs vehicle look like? Or
it's a Humvee with speakers on it.
Okay. And so, PSYOPs, do you know what that means, or?
Can't remember right now.
Oh, I don't. Ooh, PSYOPs. Okay, we'll just.
Well, PSYOPs is more like in translation, tells you what you need to hear. So it was speaking Arabic to the people.
Okay, so the loudspeakers on the Humvee it was Arabic to let the people know that they're supposed to stay indoors during the fight.
Yes.
So what was the message?
Stay inside, or not. It's like stay inside because we have. If you get caught outside, you're gonna get shot down. Reason being is because we know there's over 200 to 300 insurgents in the city. So the PSYOPs vehicle rolled up and down from East End, from Market to Route Train.
Okay. And were they getting shot at during that time, or?
No.
Okay. So at that time they kind of quieted down.
They quieted down until PSYOPs vehicle was coming back up north on East End. And then we could hear some gunfire on the southern side of the city.
Okay.
So even
Lieutenant Colonel Lopez still knew there was insurgents in there, even though it quieted down a bit.
Oh yes. Well, when the PSYOPs vehicle was pushing north, we heard gunfire from the north and the south.
Okay.
So we were online from Market to Route Train on the East End.
So who was online? I mean, what platoons was that?
It was all Lima Company, all Kilo and India Company, and weapons was the cordon of the city.
Okay.
So
it's a whole battalion online.
Whole battalion, and they each assigned us a street to go to east, from east to west, going back to Camp Useba. So from there, the battalion commanders.
Did you see Lieutenant Colonel Lopez out there on the streets, or?
He was out there with us, yes.
Okay, so through from that point on, you saw him running around, or was he encouraging the Marines, or was he just too busy actually running the battle?
He was encouraging the Marines, and he was actually running the battle too.
Okay.
So
he was all in all a good battalion commander.
Oh yes, he was with weapons platoon. He walked down with weapons platoon.
Okay, because weapons platoon at that time suffered the most casualties. So.
Yes.
So he was going, even though those guys are hurting, he was gonna.
Yes, the weapons platoon had gotten the word to go back to the firm base earlier, but the battalion commander stopped them at the Market and East End intersection because he got intel that there's 200 to 300 insurgents in the school compound in the middle of the city.
Okay, so he needed every Marine he can get.
So he needed, yes, and everybody, and he stayed with weapons platoon throughout the push from east to west.
And the reason for that was because at that time they lost 4 Marines, 3 assaultmen and a machine gunner.
3 assaultmen and a machine gunner. And
what were their names? Do you know?
Lance Corporal Valdez, Lance Corporal Smith, Corporal Gibson, and Lance Corporal Van Leuven.
Okay.
And then we had lost our company commander also.
Okay, Captain Gannon.
Captain Gannon. So Lieutenant Neal was Lima 6.
Captain Neal was the company's. What was his billet prior to becoming the?
He was Lieutenant Neal, company executive officer.
Okay, and he took command of
Lima Company.
Okay.
So.
How did he announce that? I mean, did he announce it, or he just showed up and he was?
No, he announced it over the radio that he is now Lima 6.
Okay. It was some. So he came on the line and said.
All stations be advised. Lima 5 is no longer Lima 5. He is Lima 6.
Okay, and that was pretty much verbatim what he said.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So. We started pushing from east to west, and my squad, like I said, each squad had a designated street, and nobody could cross from north to south on streets unless battalion commander approved it, which he wasn't going to approve anything like that.
Okay, so you were just designated these long lanes that you had to go down. Okay.
So we started. The word got out that we started moving, and there was gunfire to the south and north, and then I had Lance Corporal Brown Derrick, a 203 gunner, excuse me, shoot off a HEDP round.
That's from the grenade launcher?
From the grenade launcher, 203 round.
This is the one that's mounted underneath the M16 barrel. Okay.
And every 200 meters the sight was set at 200 meters, and I told him every 10 steps, 5 to 10 steps, you'll shoot off around downrange.
What was the reason for that?
Recon by fire.
Okay, and that what is recon by fire?
Basically, making the enemy come out while you're firing.
Okay, so the enemy just assumes he's being fired at, so he returns. Okay.
And well, he shot off the first HEDP. Goes with this. He shoots off the second one, and then we're to this point where my point man, that's PFC Tucson, was walking us down the road, looks to his left, pops off 2 rounds, and looks back at me and says, "Fuck," angrily. And I'm like, "Keep on pushing, don't worry about it, like, you're good, don't worry about it." And he was upset, and I didn't know why he was upset.
So he just turned to his side and started firing?
He turned to his left and fired 2 shots.
Okay.
And then I was like,